Hey everyone, how you going? Today we're talking all about game development. So if you're interested in games and love to play games and even maybe make games, this show is for you. So grab your Lego and let's go. Hey everyone, well, it's great to be back with you for another show of Bricks and Bytes. And yeah, today we're going to look at game development. So we have a special guest first up, Steve from Foxy Games. He's going to talk to us all about how they go through making games, and especially mobile games that you might have even played before. I'm going to show you how to make a game out of Lego. And Emma, what are you looking at today?
We're going to be looking at an app that's all about coding, and you can play games and even build your own. That's pretty cool. That
sounds awesome. Fantastic. Okay, but first, what we're going to do is get into our 5-minute frenzy. Excellent. All right. So if this is your first time here, if you haven't done this before, our 5-minute frenzy is where we have 5 minutes to take on a Lego building challenge set by you. And we have your challenges here in the cup. So let's pick up our first one today and see what we're going to do.
You ready?
Okay, so this is our challenge. Let's see. Fruit. Okay, so someone has challenged us to make fruit out of Lego. Now we've already got 5 minutes and we haven't seen the challenge, so this is the first time we're seeing fruit. If you have your Lego bricks, bring them out and see if you can build some fruit with us. Okay, so let's put 5 minutes on the timer.
Ready, set, and go.
Okay, so we have 5 minutes to build fruit. Oop.
What kind of fruit? There's so many fruits.
I know. Okay,
surely not a round fruit.
Well, if you want to build round things, we did do like a little tutorial last week about building round things, but fruit. So many fruits. Okay, all right, let's just keep building. I'm still looking at what colours I have available to me. So let's have a look at that.
Ben and I have to share Lego today, guys. Usually we get our own.
I know. We're being so nice to each other today. All right, so
until we have to like reach over and steal each other's.
Steal my fruit pieces. Yep. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm looking at what colours I have available to me as a starting point.
Good starting point. I'm trying to go for some colours.
Okay.
Really just thinking about what it's like fruit.
If you have a favourite fruit, we'd love to see. What's
your favourite fruit, Ben?
I'm a big fan of bananas.
Oh yeah.
Can't go wrong with a banana.
Very true. Bananas are solid.
My kids love to tell me that that a tomato is a fruit. How important that is.
I used to eat tomatoes like apples when I was a kid. They were my favourite. It's a bit of a weird stuff. I loved it. That's all that matters.
Now I'm looking for a part.
Right, I'm trying to get a bit of a round shape here.
Okay.
Anything fruit-like?
Let's do the bottom of this fruit. I'm on it today. I have to admit, last week I wasn't. If anybody was here and saw the previous show, if you watched a show back, you would have seen my poor attempt at a sea creature.
Ooh, you were doing really well. I'm feeling stressed now, guys.
All right. I want to do the bottom of the light. Oh, okay.
How much time have we got? Almost halfway.
Almost halfway?
Not too bad.
Okay. I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Can it be a fantasy fruit?
A fruit from another world?
Yeah.
I guess so. You'll have to come up with a good backstory though.
Okay, well I should just spend my time thinking about that.
Alright, now I want to do something a bit different with this fruit. This is probably where I get myself into trouble. I start thinking, oh, I could do something different.
I saw a really cool piece before.
Okay, we've got 2 minutes on the clock left.
And some
Alright.
Feeling very focused now that I've seen Benzies.
I really want to do this extra part to the fruit, and I'm just not getting it. Okay. That's what I want. I want that. Alright, 1 minute and 21 seconds. How's your fruit going?
Yeah.
Making some fruit?
Let us know how your fruit is looking.
Where are all the eyes, Emma? I thought we had heaps of eyes.
I have eyes. Do you want eyes?
Oh, yes,
I'll
please.
share.
Thank you.
Closed
Oh,
eye.
a closed eye.
There was a sad looking eye also in here somewhere. Right, that's fruit light. Putting the walls. Where are these?
Come on, Emma.
Fruit things. That's not fruit light.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 30 seconds.
30
Ben.
seconds. Alright, just so everyone can see, we'll put the timer up. I gotta figure out how to attach this, and I'm not sure. I just need to get it on there. Right, let's.
Should I give mine eyes? There we go,
this.
that's a piece of.
Alright, I think I'm okay today. Alright, 10 seconds.
Ben is safe.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Oh, okay. Emma, let's start with. Oh, sorry, everybody. I put the wrong camera on for Emma. Let's have a look at Emma. There we go.
This is my made up fruit. It is a banana apple. Banana apple. Banapple.
I know.
It's a banapple. I got there.
You know that Pineapple Pen song?
Yes.
It was a bit like that.
Well, I was going for a pineapple. I thought I had the colours, but then I couldn't get it in the right shape, and I wanted to add flowers.
I like it. No, I like it.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
colourful.
a banapple. It's eaten by monkeys from another world.
Lovely. All right. Well, I have got myself an apple or a tomato, and it's got a little worm sticking out the side.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hello, I'm a worm.
That's amazing. I'm very impressed.
Have I redeemed myself from last
You
week?
guys have to see the back of it too. It's like curved and everything.
Oh, look.
Look at this.
It's so cool.
It's tricky building from
All right. We would love. Okay. Well, we would love to see your fruit. If you have made a fruit, don't forget to post it in our Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/bricksandbytes. You can come in there and show us your pictures and have a chat about the show. We'd love for you to join us.
Tell us about what your fruit's called.
Yep.
If you made one up like me.
Yeah, if you've got a backstory, that'd be awesome. All right, so next in our show, we're going to have Steve Reddy. Now, Steve is the project manager at Foxy Games. They're a game studio here in South Australia, and they make mobile games which you can download on your iPhone or your Android phone. And he's going to talk to us about the process of game development and some things to think about if you want to make games possibly as a job in the future. So let's have a listen to Steve.
Hi guys, I'm Steve Reddy. I'm the product manager at Foxy Games, and today I thought we might take you for a walk through, show you what a game development studio looks like. We're here in Games Plus, which is a development hub. We've got lots of different game developers here from working on lots of different projects. All of our games are mobile-based games, and yeah, this is our office. So we have a bunch of our developers here. They're all working way hard at the different aspects of the game, including programming, art, design. Over here we have Dylan. He's the boss. He comes up with all the cool ideas and keeps us all employed. So we might just have a bit of a chat about what goes into making a game. You may not have heard of Foxy Games. What games do we build? Well, we have 4 games active on the Play Store and the App Store at the moment. So check them out. Cool, so let's have a chat about how to make video games. Video game industry is one of the coolest industries you can be part of. It is a lot of fun, but it is also a lot of work. So if you're thinking about how you would like to make a game, there is a bit of a process that you can head through. We follow a process with planning, and then production, and then post-production. So in the planning phase, you want to have your idea, and your idea should be awesome. You want to be really passionate about your idea, and it can be very creative, and you can have a lot of fun. So we would put together a game design document. And that includes all of your ideas, all your brainstorming, your names of your characters, backstory, all of those sorts of things. Once you've got your game design document, you work onto your project plan, where you start to look at what skills do we need, what people are we going to need to make this game. Next, after that, you probably want to work on a prototype. You want to come up with a little bit of a level or a single area of the game to test it out and see if your idea is going to work. Production phase, we go through the design, and there are people in the company, and it's their job is to work out how we're going to make these systems work together so that the design and the story of the game holds together. You want to start with things being easier and move through the levels to progress to be harder and harder. Sometimes you'll have an end of level boss or some sort of achievement system along the way. Then we have our programmers, and these guys are crazy smart. Programmers work on all the code and all the things in the background that mean that when you push that button, your character jumps like he needs to. The next department we have is our art department, and they are the ones that make it look good. So the art department includes 2D artists as well as 3D artists, depending on what style of game that you are. We also have artists who specialize in the user interface, or UI. We have audio, and they make the sounds that go in the game. How's it going to feel when people play? Do you want it to be scary? Do you want it to be exciting? Do you want it to be fun? The audio affects all of those aspects. And then finally, we have our quality assurance, and they are the testers. And as much fun as it sounds to just play games all day, every day, you also need to play the same level again and again and again to make sure that all the different things that someone can do work and they don't break the game. Once your game's ready, you can publish it. You can publish it on mobile phone, you can publish it on PC, or you can publish it on the consoles. Once you've published your game, the work doesn't stop. You need to look at maintenance and customer service, and then look at updates and releases so that the games keep evolving and keep building, and your player base is really happy with them. So if you're thinking about you would like to get into the games industry, have a think about what skills you've got that you like. Are you good at maths? Do you like problem solving? Well, then you might think about becoming a programmer. If you're really good at drawing, like cartooning, like coming up with things, you might look for being the, somewhere in the art department. If you're someone that likes coming up with the concepts and you're like thinking about the games and ways that it's going to be fun and ways that you can do things better, well then you'd possibly be looking at the design department. So depending on where your passion is, there's lots of different roles within the game industry that you can participate in, and that generally will determine which areas of a game you want to work on. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've learnt a little bit about Foxy Games, and back to you, Ben.
Great, thanks Steve, that was awesome. It was really interesting to see how games are made, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of people involved, so that's fantastic. Now if you want to see a longer version of Steve's video, he actually goes into a lot of detail behind each of those different roles that you might have as a game maker. If you want to learn more about that, again, jump into our Facebook group. I've posted a video in there that'll come up at the end of the show, so check that out and you'll learn all about their games and how they make them. Great, so let's have a quick look in the Facebook comments and see who's here today and say hello. Aaron Hey, Aaron. Kai.
Hey.
Hi. Oh. A few people. Look at that. So
nice. Hope you guys enjoyed our fruit and, and learning more about games.
Excellent. Okay. Now it's time for us to have a chat about making our own game out of Lego. So this week we're going to do a memory game built out of Lego. I'm going to show you how to do that now, and I'll switch cameras over here. Okay, so this is the memory game creator challenge. All right, so for this challenge, what we need are a whole bunch of bricks. So if you've played, that memory game where, you flip cards over and you need to remember which one's which, we're going to make the same sort of thing today. But what we want to do is create the game board. And to create the game board, we're going to use a few parts. So instead of flipping cards over, we're going to have little compartments or little boxes that we're going to put things in, and that's what you have to remember, because we don't have too many flat Lego parts. Okay, so we're going to use these parts with the studs on the side. Okay. Now the trick with this is that we're not going to connect anything to the studs on the side, but those studs are going to be what we use to sit something on. So if you can imagine, we're going to set up a system like this, and we're going to sit this on top. So you can see these are just going to sit on the studs, and this will become our box. So here's a little container I made before. Okay. Now when we add our bricks to the side here, very quickly you can see that there's going to be a box. Now we don't need all of them to have studs. As long as there's sort of 4 points of contact, this square will sit nicely on top. So I can just sit that right on top. We can put things inside. Really easy. So if you wanted to, you could put more things in there. So we built this out. There's all types of parts with the sides facing sideways. This one's got it on both sides, this black part. Sometimes there's a block of 4, sometimes there's just 1. But that's how we will create our little container to put our memory guessing items in. Okay. So now all you need to do is build this yourself, and you can build as many of these as you want. But remember, you need an equal number because we're going to memorize or remember 2 different objects. So these boxes are 6 by 6, and inside is 4 by 4. That's why this 4 by 4 can sit on top like that. All right, so let's have a look at one that I've prepared earlier. Now this one, I've actually made 9 compartments to fill up this box. This is 16 by 16. So that means 1 square is going to be spare. But if you look at it, inside, you've got different types of items and they'll be matching. So we've got wheels, so the 2 wheels are there. All right, and you can play with a friend. So you could easily make this bigger. So if you wanted to, you could put another module out here, and you could make it massive. But what you do want to do is sort of make little things to put in here. Now these are big enough for you to create little micro builds. So if you wanted to put like a bunch of flowers or something in there, you could do that. You could make, I don't know, you could make a little oven, or you could make a little computer, or whatever you want, whatever you feel like. You can make a sea creature.
You could. A fruit?
A fruit, you can make a fruit. So there we go. So that's a pretty simple build, but a lot of fun. So you think about all the different things you could put inside your memory game. Just make sure you build 2 of each, and you can play with your friends, your family, wherever. So if you build something, or if you build something that can be small enough to pop in there, we'd love to see that too. So make sure you share that with us. There we go.
We might play later.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a game later on.
Right. Well, I'm going to talk to you guys about an app now. So this app today, for this week, is called Tynker, and it's a really cool app. They have a website and everything, but in particular, the app that you can get on your tablet is really, really awesome because it's free and it lets you try out building your own projects, but also playing with others, and it teaches you coding. So it's got heaps of stuff on there. We're going to jump straight in and I'll show you how it works. So it's this one at the bottom, Tynker, the big red T. So it opens straight up and it's got all of these little modules. So these are all little games. So you click on them and you have to download them to your iPad or your tablet, and then you can play through them. So this one is as if you've crash landed on an alien planet and you've got to code your way through. So you've got to code this little person to get their ray gun. It starts off really simple coding. So if you've never coded before, you can do this easily. Obviously, I'm just going to tell her to walk and then hit play and she'll get the gun and I win the round. And you just work through levels like that, and there's a whole bunch of those. So I'll show you. If we head back on out over here and press home, there's ones with dragons, which are pretty cool, or crystals. There's a Barbie one. These ones with the crowns, you can get a premium and get heaps more, but honestly, there's so much in these ones that you can definitely get started. Next, we've got Workshop down the bottom. So if you click on that one, this can pair up with Minecraft, which is really cool if you're into Minecraft. We've had a bit of a look at that kind of stuff here. But what I want to show you is all of these teach you how to create different things. So there's one here about game elements. So if I click on that one, you can see that it's got a few levels where you can learn how to actually code things that you might use in a game. So this first one here is all about coding buttons, so that when you press a button, your little character will actually do something, and it takes you through the steps and shows you what to do, so that eventually you'll be able to have, when you hit play, your little dragon do something when you hit the button. And that's all teaching you how to do it. And then once you've learnt all of this stuff, you can go back on out and go into projects and create your own and just start completely from scratch, use everything they've got. They use a very similar coding to things like Scratch, or the block coding, which is quite simple and a really good place to get started. Here's one that I made earlier. It took me like 2 seconds. It's not the best coding anyone's ever done, but it's good fun. So I'll hit play and you can just see the dog looks for the cat, and then your job is to find where the cat goes. So I've coded it so that the cat's hiding somewhere. And if after 5 seconds you can't spot it, it's going to give you a bit of a hint, and then it's down there. So if I tap on it, it's going to leave. And there you go. That's just a really quick example of a kind of game you can create using really, really simple coding on this cool app. So that's a really quick rundown. There's so much on there. The Minecraft stuff is really cool too if you're into Minecraft. But yeah, that's Tynker. It's got some really cool workshops that you can go on the internet as well, but that is, you can pay for it and get even more. But this is a really good spot to start and to practice your coding and start making your own games.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love how it walks you through how to make each little element. That's really clever.
Yeah,
so
I definitely learnt some stuff going through it too.
Yeah, that game was actually, it was simple, but you know, there's all different parts to that. You have to make the cat move, you got to make the timer, you got to do all that sort of thing. Really, really cool.
It is.
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed this week's Bricks and Bytes show. So we heard from Steve talk about how they make games at Foxy Games and all the different steps and people involved with that. We learned how to make a memory game out of Lego as well, so we'd love to see your different memory games. And we got to see how to use Tynker. It's a great free app, so well done, Emma. That was awesome. All right, well, thanks everyone for joining us, and we will see you next week. All right, see ya.